In the previous episode, I gave you a tour of Glentrool campsite near Galloway Forest in Scotland before heading out on the day's adventure to explore two castles. The first was Old Delhwarren Castle. This was abandoned for the new Delhwarren mansion, which we also explored. And then on the way home, I picked up my new bug zapper to help me fight the Scottish midges as we continued on our biggest adventure to date. This is going to be a very big travel day, so brace yourself. Okay, I'm showing you in the car because I've already set the camera up, but this is one night. But now we're ready to leave. So as we got to Glasgow, we needed to head towards Stirling and take the long way in order to avoid the Loch Lomond road. But Google decided to reroute us to the faster route. Now, after some lane confusion, I ended up driving through Glasgow city centre and a ULEZ zone. And a diesel van towing a caravan is definitely not ULEZ compliant. Now, I managed to get us back on track, but after hours of driving, I needed to pull over for a break and an energy drink. Now, I don't usually drink these types of beverages, but I always have a few in the van when I'm travelling long distances for this very reason. It was then time to get back on the road and to have a sing-along to help me get through the next few hours of driving. Five hours after leaving Glentrool, we arrived at the Oban camping and caravanning club site and received the usual friendly club welcome. I then had to get my caravan onto the pitch by reversing my pod around a corner to the left, which is the direction that I find the most difficult. I was also under increased pressure as there was a group of 4 people sat around a table on the next pitch who all turned around to watch me reverse. Now, I didn't manage to do it in one manoeuvre, but I still think that I did a good job. It was then time to plug everything back in again. And once done, I took Winston for a walk after being cooped up in the van for so long. That tree, that's huge. So to clean my lantern, I've just got to run it under water and then allow it to dry before using it again. Now, I didn't know what the midgie situation was going to be like, so I cleaned the zapper to give it plenty of time to dry. I then fed myself. I had the leftover curry from my friend's house. I fed Winston, and then sat down to do some work and respond to your YouTube comments. It was then time for a late night shower. And my last job was to give Winston one last toilet break. And that was the end of one very long day. Okay, so we're out on a walk today, but I am running late because I've been chatting to people. It's a lovely day, it's a lovely campsite, everyone's interested in the pod, so yeah. Anyway, the plan is to go for a walk and then I need to put my washing in. I would like to put my washing in before I went for the walk, but the walk's going to be longer than the washing machine cycle and I don't want people waiting if they need to use a washing machine as well. So we're going to have to do it when we get back, which is fine. There should be plenty of time for that. And also my face might look a bit shiny. I haven't been very good with my sunscreen and I've started getting a few little bits of sun damage, so I have gone overboard with the sunscreen today. And I'm also, when I can get it off, going to be wearing my new cap. It doesn't really go with this, but I don't really care, which is it's a really cheap cap, but I'm okay with that because I like the quote on it, which says, "Love her, but leave her wild." There's a whole world out there. So I'm going to leave the top vents open because it is hot, but hopefully I won't come back to a swarm of flies inside the pod. So I'm struggling at the moment to keep up with my work, the actual job that pays for me to do this. Before it used to be the case that we would go out, we would have an adventure in the morning, and then the afternoon into the evening I would just sit at my laptop and work on my little business. But because I'm vlogging now, this takes up a lot more time. So everything takes a little bit longer because I'm faffing around with cameras and I'm trying to record it. And then on top of that, you've got the editing, the uploading and the tagging, and then all the comments that I like to respond to. So that takes up a big chunk of my time, which then reduces the time I have to actually work on like my day job. So I feel myself getting further and further behind in my work. And also, when I come to places like this, I don't just want to sit in my caravan all day. I could take a couple of days off from adventuring and sit inside and work. But then you ask the question, why did I bother coming if that's what I'm going to do? I might as well just sit at home. So when I'm here and there's things that I want to see and there's things that I want to do, I do try and prioritise them, because it's not like I'm here every day. So yes, I want to go and see that. Yes, I want to go and see this. Yes, I want to hike that trail. Yes, I want to go to that waterfall. Yes, I want to go on that bike ride. And it's trying to fit all of that in, as well as documenting it all and then editing it all, putting it all on YouTube, and still working a 40-hour week. On top of the usual things like cooking, showering, washing my clothes, etc. So I think I can make this work. I think I can do all three: working, vlogging and adventuring. I think I can do it. But at the moment I'm struggling to find a balance. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit of trial and error. At the moment I feel like I'm really behind. But I think I just need to tweak my routine somehow. But I'll work it out. We always do. So I knew there was going to be some water at the top, but I thought Winston was going to be able to swim in it, but obviously not. And poor little man just ran all the way up here. So I'm just going to stop and give him some water first. But look at that. So I'm getting slightly worried about Winston not drinking enough water. So we had a long drive here yesterday and I kept offering him water. He didn't drink at all. We left at 10 o'clock. He drank once en route, but not much. And then we arrived about 3:30 and then he had a little drink last night. He's not drank anything this morning. That's the first drink he's had today. And he didn't really seem to want that, even though it's really hot and he's just hiked up a hill. He seems to want to go into the water. I'm guessing that's to cool down, and he just likes swimming. But he doesn't seem to be drinking. Either he doesn't like the taste of the water, or I'm panicking a little bit. Maybe I'm making stuff up. Maybe he's drinking enough, and maybe I'm just over offering him it because it's warm and I'm thinking he should drink more, but maybe he doesn't need any more. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that. Hopefully when we get down to the stream, because we're going to walk past the stream that we walked on yesterday, he'll have a drink out of that. I know he much prefers rivers and streams and lakes and stuff to tap water. So maybe he's just holding out for the good stuff. I don't know, we'll see. Other than that, he seems fine in himself, but yeah, in this hot weather, I'm just a bit concerned he's not drinking more. But maybe I'm just worrying. And he's probably fine. So I've just met two ladies and their show cocker spaniel, which I think was called Charlie, and they were like, "Are you Roz?" And I was like, "Yeah." I went, "Is that Winston?" I was like, "Yeah." I'll be honest, freaked me out a little bit. But they've seen my YouTube videos and they are the first people I've ever met that have recognised me from the internet. And I'll be honest, it is a little bit spooky. They were lovely ladies. We had a little bit of a chat, mainly about dogs. And I think they're staying at the campsite, I think. But yeah, don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It's nice, but it's kind of spooky as well when people, you're just wandering around and somebody knows who you are, and I'm in a completely different part of the world to where I live. So yeah, kind of nice, kind of spooky, but they were lovely ladies. This looks cool, but we're actually not going that way. We need to go that way. But oh, there's a big gorge. Okay, let's just go down to have a look and then we can come back up. Do you want to come down first? Come on, you alright? Told him to wait. Come on, you alright? There you go, take it steady. It's quite steep. Oh. Go look at the gorge. Hand on the rail. Winston's just straight across. He has no idea what's going on here. Good boy. What do you think, Wins? Pretty cool. Let me get not coming out. Okay. Come on then. Oh, we tried to do 2 steps at a time and it was too much. Ernst, we're going down this way. Come on. Steady. That's incredible. Trying to find a spot where Winston can swim and I can paddle. But I'm not a fan of these rocks here because he slips all over them. So I'm trying to find a place that's deep enough for a bit of a swim, that doesn't have too much running water, so it's not going to carry his toy away, and I can paddle without hurting my feet, and it's an easy entrance and exit out of the water. So those are our requirements. So this looks like a good spot, easy entrance and exit. Water's not running so fast that it's going to carry his toy away. I think it might be deep enough there for him to have a little swim. And it looks suitable for me to paddle too. Win! And as you saw then, Winston was having a good drink, which makes me feel much better. You dropped it. I need to get it for you. Oh. There you go. Are you going to drop it in the water again? Gone. Why is this a game? There you go. Can't stand here and do this all day, Wince. Come on, let me get my shoes back on. We found an orienteering post. Did you ever do these as a kid? So you got given a map and it located all the points of these posts and you had to go find them. And then this thing here has little spikes inside, and you put your piece of paper in and you squash it down and it would make like a little pattern into the paper. So this was pattern number 2 and you had to find so many of them. I remember doing that as a kid. Did anyone else do that? So for his treat, we need one of these, which is a pig's inner ear. And I'll also get him some rabbit skin. So pig's inner ear and rabbit skin. Rabbit skin without the fur. You can also buy it with the fur on as well.